if I told you that success isn't something you chase? It's not something you search for, sweat for, or scramble to find. What if I told you that success, that elusive thing you think you need to pursue, is actually supposed to come to you? You've been taught all your life to run after it, to hustle for it. But what if the key to success isn't about you chasing it at all, but about making it chase you? Let that sink in. You've been told that success is a race, but what if I told you that the real race is within? What if the real race is about mastering the art of attracting what you want by becoming the person you were always meant to be? What if you could stop chasing and start attracting? In the world we live in, we've been conditioned to hustle. We've been fed the myth that if we work harder, push further, and grind longer, success will eventually come. But that's a lie. It's all backwards. It's not about the grind. It's about the shift in mindset. It's about the way you think. It's about becoming magnetic to what you desire. Think of the people who have changed the world. Thomas Edison, a man who failed more than 1,000 times before he perfected the light bulb, did not wait for success to come. He became obsessed with a vision of success. One so strong that he didn't just wait for opportunity to come knocking, he built the door and forced opportunity to enter. That is the first secret. Success does not come to those who chase. It comes to those who attract. It comes to those who are so clear in their vision, so certain of their path, that they become a force in the world. The universe responds to certainty. But here's the catch. Most people never become magnets for success because they're trapped in their own self-doubt. They're too busy looking around at what everyone else is doing, wondering why it's not happening for them. They're too busy wondering why their hustle isn't paying off. They're too busy doubting themselves to believe that they deserve success. Now imagine this. You're walking down the street, minding your business, and you're suddenly surrounded by opportunity. It's like the world knows you're ready for it, and it's not holding back anymore. It's like the doors just open. The deals come your way. The phone calls you need ring. The people you've been trying to reach out to you first. Everything starts falling into place, not because you're hunting it down, but because you've aligned yourself with what you want. You've become someone who magnetically attracts success. So how do you do that? How do you make money? Success and opportunity hunt you down. It starts with mindset. Everything starts here. The way you think shapes your reality. If you believe the world is against you, guess what? It is. If you believe that opportunities are scarce, then they will be. If you believe that success is for others and not for you, then you're absolutely right. But if you believe that success is your birthright, if you believe that everything you've ever wanted is already on its way to you, if you can shift your thoughts from limitation to abundance, from fear to faith, then success will find you. Think about this. You could work every day for the rest of your life, but if your mindset doesn't shift, if you don't think like a person who is worthy of wealth, of abundance, of success, then nothing you do will matter. It's like running on a treadmill, pouring sweat and energy into something that's not even moving forward. That's why so many people spin their wheels. They hustle, they grind, they work until they're exhausted, and they still end up with less than they want. The truth is, all the effort in the world doesn't matter if your mindset is blocking you from receiving success. And here is the thing. There is no perfect moment to start. There is no right time for your dreams to come true. That moment is now. Success doesn't happen in the future. It happens in this very second when you decide that you are ready for it. The person you've always wanted to be. The person who walks into every room with confidence, who speaks their truth without hesitation, who does what they say they'll do, and delivers time after time. That person exists right now. They're waiting for you to step into them. You have to be that person today. What does that mean? It means deciding to think differently. It means deciding to believe in yourself, even if the world has never believed in you. It means making the choice to see opportunity everywhere, even when the road is hard. It means choosing the hard path, not because it's easy, but because you know that nothing great ever comes from comfort. Success isn't a destination. It's the byproduct of a mindset that refuses to be defeated. It's the result of a vision that burns so brightly inside you that the world can't help but notice. It's about becoming someone so full of purpose, clarity, and drive that nothing can stop them. That's where the shift happens. You stop working for success and start becoming the person who attracts it. Let's dive deeper. When you decide to shift your mindset, you are not just changing how you think. You're changing how you act. You're changing who you are at your core, and the world will respond. But here is the catch. The world will only give you what you are willing to believe you deserve. Most people sit and wait for success to come to them. They hope, they wish, they pray, but they don't act. They don't go out and claim their success, and that's where they miss the mark. You don't just sit around hoping the world will notice you. You make them notice. You don't wait for opportunities to fall into your lap. You create them. Let me break it down for you. Belief is the foundation. This isn't about blind faith. It's about belief in your own power, belief in your own vision, belief that you are capable of achieving things the world says are impossible. Henry Ford didn't build the Ford Motor Company by waiting for permission. He didn't wait for the ideal moment. He took risks when no one else would. He faced rejection when others would have folded, but he never doubted that success was his destiny. You need that same belief. When the doubts creep in, and they will, you need to remember that success is a matter of when, not if. Every great achiever faced a moment where the world told them they couldn't do it. But what did they do? They didn't listen. They kept moving. They acted as if failure wasn't an option, and when the world doubted them, they proved it wrong. Success isn't a fluke, it's a decision. Here's a truth that will hit hard. You will only go as far as your belief in yourself can carry you. Period. If you're uncertain about your worth, you will never be able to attract what you deserve. If you second-guess yourself, you will hold yourself back from taking the actions necessary to succeed. And let's be real, doubt is poison. It will slowly eat away at your vision, your clarity, and your ability to act. So, what do? You rewire your beliefs. You affirm your greatness every single day. You train your mind to expect nothing less than success, and you make sure that every action you take aligns. With that belief, you stop waiting for the world to hand you an opportunity. You go out and create it. Think about the biggest names in history. Walt Disney, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey. None of them sat around, waiting for someone to hand them success on a silver platter. They took risks. They failed miserably. They faced ridicule, judgment, and rejection. But they knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that they were going to succeed, no matter the obstacles. That belief carried them through every challenge, and it's the same belief you need to cultivate if you want to make money chase you. This brings us to the next step. Clarity. Without clarity, all your dreams and hard work are pointless. Clarity is power. Most people struggle because they don't know exactly what they want. They have a vague idea, a general sense of what would be nice, but they don't have a crystal clear vision of where they're going and how to get there. And here is the thing. If you don't know where you are going, you'll never get there. Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a vast forest, knowing that somewhere within, your dreams are hidden. But you don't have a map, you don't have a compass. How will you ever find your way through? You're just wandering aimlessly, hoping that if you keep moving, you'll somehow stumble upon success. That's how most people approach life. They move without direction. They chase fleeting goals that aren't aligned with their deeper purpose. But to make success come to you, to have it hunt you down, you need clarity. You need to know exactly what you want. You need to be so clear on your destination that every single step you take brings you closer to that goal. Clarity comes from within. It comes from quieting the noise around you and focusing on what truly matters. Think about the vision you have for your life. Really think about it. Visualize it. What does it look like? What are the steps you need to take to make it happen? And then commit to it. You have to stop being vague about your goals and start being precise. If you want to make money, you don't just wish for wealth. You specify the number you want to reach. You don't just hope for success. You write down exactly what success looks like for you, and you do it with urgency. Success is a decision, but more importantly, it's a series of decisions. It's one choice after another that leads you closer to your goal, and each of those decisions is powered by clarity. Let's move on. Vision. Vision is your North Star. It's the thing that keeps you on track when everything else around you is in chaos. Without a vision, you're just drifting. But with a vision, you have a blueprint for your life. You have a purpose. And that purpose will pull you through the hardest times. Think of someone like Steve Jobs, who revolutionized the tech industry. Did he just wake up one day and think, you know what? I want to make a phone that will change the world? He had a vision. He saw a world where technology wasn't just a tool, but an extension of ourselves. He saw the potential to change the way we interact with the world. And that vision was the fuel for everything he did. Your vision needs to be just as clear, just as powerful. It's not enough to say you want success. You need to see it. You need to feel it in your bones. It's the force that pulls you forward even when things get tough, and you will face challenges. The road to success isn't smooth, but when you have a vision that is bigger than any obstacle, no setback will be able to stop you. You need to step into your vision every day. You need to wake up knowing exactly what you're working toward. When your vision is clear, you can't help but move toward it. It becomes inevitable. It's no longer a matter of if you'll succeed, but when. Do you feel that shift happening? That's the power of clarity, belief, and vision. These things change everything. But there's one more thing you need to fully unlock your potential. Discipline. Let's talk about discipline. Discipline is the key that unlocks every door. It's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. You've heard the phrase, success is earned, not given. But the truth is, discipline is the bridge that connects your dreams to reality. It's the force that transforms your desires into tangible results. Without discipline, your dreams are just wishes. It's like trying to build a house without laying a single brick. You can wish for that mansion all day, but unless you get your hands dirty and commit to the process, you'll never see the foundation, let alone the finished product. Look at someone like Michael Jordan. Do you think he became the greatest basketball player of all time because he was naturally gifted? Of course not. It was his discipline. The countless hours of practice, the relentless work ethic, that separated him from everyone else. He wasn't waiting for motivation to show up. He didn't need the stars to align. He showed up every single day. And that's what you need to do. The world rewards discipline, but it's not the kind of discipline you might be thinking of. It's not about forcing yourself into a rigid schedule or punishing yourself when you don't perform. No, discipline is about commitment. It's about choosing to act with intent every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about understanding that success is the byproduct of consistent action, not bursts of excitement followed by weeks of inaction. Discipline requires a shift in how you see your day. The most successful people on earth don't wait for the motivation to hit them. They've learned that the first step, the hardest step, is always the one that will push them forward. They create routines, habits, and a framework for themselves that ensures success becomes inevitable. If you want success to chase you down, you need to make discipline your daily non-negotiable. Your daily actions must align with your long-term vision, no matter how small. The big wins come from the consistent small wins. It's easy to feel motivated when everything is going well, but what about the days when the doubt creeps in? What about the days when nothing seems to be working? Those are the days when discipline separates the winners from the losers. It's on the hard days that you prove to yourself and the universe that you are committed to your own success. When you show up in those moments, even when everything feels impossible, you're not just getting closer to your goal, you're telling the world, I'm not going anywhere. And that brings us to action. You can dream all day long, but if you don't act, those dreams are just fantasy. Action is what turns your vision, belief, and discipline into reality. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. But here is the truth. Taking action is uncomfortable. It's messy, it's imperfect, and sometimes it feels like everything is working against you. But that's the beauty of it. Every step you take toward your goal, no matter how imperfect, is a victory. Do you think Steve Jobs sat around waiting for the perfect time to launch the iPhone? Or did he take massive action, even when people doubted him? Did he wait for everything to be in place? Or did he just go for it and figure it out along the way? Action is about pushing through the discomfort. It's about doing the hard things even when you don't feel ready. Because let's be honest, you'll never feel 100% ready. You'll always have doubts, fears, and obstacles. But when you take action anyway, you send a message to the universe. I am serious about this. I'm all in. And this is where many people fail. They wait for the perfect moment to act. They wait for motivation to show up. They wait until everything is aligned. And by the time they act, it's often too late. Success doesn't wait for you to be ready. You must act first. Think about the person who wants to get fit, but keeps waiting for the right time. They wait until they have the perfect workout plan, until they buy the right equipment, until they feel motivated. What happens? They never start. But then there's the person who just says, I'm going to get moving. They don't wait for everything to be perfect. They put on their shoes, step out the door, and get started. And over time, those small actions add up. That's how success works. Action doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. And once you start, momentum will kick in. You'll find that every step forward makes the next one easier. Momentum becomes your greatest ally. It carries you through the times when you want to quit. It builds your confidence. It builds your belief. But you have to start. Now, let's talk about resilience. Resilience is the ability to keep going when the world tells you to stop. It's the courage to rise after every fall. The ability to face adversity and say, is that all you've got? The road to success is filled with obstacles. You will encounter setbacks. There will be times when it feels like the world is against you, and you'll question whether it's all worth it. But resilience is what separates those who achieve from those who quit. Think of someone like Abraham Lincoln. He lost almost every election he ran in. He failed repeatedly, but did he give up? He kept pushing forward because he knew his vision was greater than his setbacks. And that's what you need to do. Resilience is not about never falling. It's about how quickly you get up after you fall, how fast you bounce back when things go wrong. It's about looking at adversity and saying, you can't break me. You see, when life knocks you down, it's easy to stay down. It's easy to quit. But the successful are the ones who get back up. Every time, every single time. Let's talk about adaptability. The ability to evolve when things don't go according to plan. Success isn't just about sticking to your vision. It's about the ability to change direction when circumstances demand it. The world moves fast. Opportunities emerge and vanish in the blink of an eye. You can't afford to be rigid in your approach. If you refuse to adapt, you'll get left behind. The most successful people on this planet aren't the ones who resist change. They're the ones who embrace it, who stay fluid and responsive to the shifting tides of life. Think about the story of Netflix. It didn't become the empire it is today by sticking to one thing. Netflix didn't start by creating the content. It's famous for now. They started by mailing out DVDs, but when the world changed, they pivoted. They adapted to new technology, new customer demands, and new ways of doing business. They didn't wait for things to get comfortable. They moved forward, adjusting and evolving as they went. Adaptability is a superpower. It's the secret that allows you to remain unstoppable, even when life throws curveballs. It's the ability to stay flexible, to move with the chaos, not against it. When things go wrong, and they will, you have two choices. You can either let it break you, or you can pivot, adapt, and come out even stronger. So how do you build adaptability? Start by embracing change. Stop resisting when things don't go your way. Don't waste energy complaining about the obstacles. Instead, find ways to work through them. The successful are the ones who can look at a failure, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward with even more determination than before. Remember this: adaptability isn't about abandoning your vision. It's about being resourceful and flexible enough to find new ways to achieve it when the world doesn't play by your rules. Every challenge you face is a new opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to refine your strategy. That's what makes successful people different from everyone else. They don't wait for everything to be perfect. They move forward, adapt, and make it work. And so should you. Now, let's get real. Let's talk about resilience. Not just the ability to bounce back from failure, but to thrive in adversity. Life is unpredictable. It will throw you curveballs. It will knock you down, challenge you, and test your limits. Resilience is the difference between those who break and those who grow. When you think of someone like Walt Disney, you might imagine a man with everything going for him, a genius, a visionary. But what you might not know is that he faced rejection after rejection. His first animation company went bankrupt. He was told he lacked imagination. He was turned down for financing so many times, it became a joke. Yet, he didn't quit. Instead, he used every rejection as fuel to move forward. He didn't let failure define him. He let it teach him, shape him, and build his character. True resilience is more than just getting up. It's the ability to keep pushing forward, to keep grinding when the world tells you to stop. Resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about having the strength to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going, no matter what. It's easy to quit when the road gets rough, but the road to success is meant to be difficult. If it were easy, everyone would be successful. The key is to stay committed to your vision, even when the challenges seem insurmountable. Don't give up because it's hard. Give up only when you've achieved what you set out to do. You've heard the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Well, it's true. Every challenge, every setback, every failure is an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, more resourceful, and more determined. Resilience is the muscle you build every time you choose not to give up. So, the next time life knocks you down, remember, your strength isn't defined by how many times you fall, but by how many times you rise. Resilience is the difference between being a victim of life and being the architect of your future. And now, let's tackle learning. The ability to constantly evolve, to grow, and to expand your mind. You've heard it before, the world is changing fast. But the truth is, you can either adapt and grow or become irrelevant. The most successful people in the world understand the power of continuous learning. They're never complacent. They never think they know it all. They know that success is not about what you know right now, but about your ability to learn and adapt to new information. Think about someone like Elon Musk. He's built a massive empire in multiple industries, from electric cars to space exploration. But do you think he did that just by sitting back and waiting for the answers? Of course not. He's constantly learning, constantly experimenting, constantly trying new things, failing and learning from his mistakes. The key to success isn't just hard work, it's hard work and learning. You have to constantly seek new knowledge, new skills, and new experiences. The world doesn't stop moving forward, and neither should you. Learning isn't just about gathering information, it's about applying that information and turning it into action. Start by being a student of life. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to podcasts that expand your mind. Seek out mentors who can guide you, and constantly push yourself to be better. Don't settle for knowing the basics. Master your craft. Become an expert in your field, but don't stop there. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing yourself to new heights. Because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start fading into the background. This brings us to the final ingredient in your success formula: gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you for the good things in your life. Gratitude is a mindset. It's the ability to see every setback, every failure, and every challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become better. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who have the most. They're the ones who appreciate what they have, who see every challenge as part of the process, and who are thankful for the journey, even the hard parts. Think about someone like Oprah Winfrey. She came from nothing, faced hardships and endured setbacks, but she didn't let those obstacles define her. Instead, she embraced gratitude and focused on what she had, not what she lacked. That mindset was key to her success. When you adopt a mindset of gratitude, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks. You start seeing them as stepping stones. You stop focusing on what's missing and start focusing on the abundance that's already in your life. Gratitude is the secret sauce that makes everything else work. It's what fuels your perseverance. It's what keeps you going when the going gets tough. So the next time you face a challenge, don't just think about how hard it is. Think about what that challenge is teaching you, how it's shaping you into the person you need to become. Be grateful for the lessons. Be grateful for the growth. Be grateful for every moment, because it's all part of your journey. Now you're ready. You've got the mindset, the vision, the discipline, and the action steps. You've got the belief in yourself, the adaptability to face challenges, the resilience to keep going, the learning mindset to grow every day, and the gratitude to fuel your journey. Are you ready to make money hunt you down? Ready to let success chase you? Then it's time to step into your power. It's time to become the person who doesn't just wait for success to happen. They demand it. Success is yours, but first, you have to decide to own it. Now that we've covered the foundations, mindset, belief, clarity, vision, discipline, action, resilience, adaptability, learning, and gratitude, let's talk about how you can cultivate the one thing that will turn all of these into your unbreakable foundation, your purpose. Purpose is the secret weapon. Without it, everything else is just noise. Without a clear, defined purpose, you are a ship without a rudder, aimlessly drifting, hoping the winds will blow you in the right direction. Purpose is the force that gives you direction and propels you forward, no matter the setbacks, obstacles, or challenges that may stand in your way. Think about Nelson Mandela, who spent over 27 years in prison, fighting for the freedom of his people. Despite being physically imprisoned, his mind was free, because he understood his purpose was bigger than any hardship he endured. He didn't just see himself as a prisoner, he saw himself as a leader, as a movement, as the catalyst for a future that was yet to come. Mandela's clarity of purpose gave him the strength to endure, to press forward, and to eventually achieve what many thought was impossible. When you have purpose, nothing can stand in your way. Purpose is what makes success inevitable. When you connect with your deeper sense of meaning, when you understand the why behind your actions, that's when the magic happens. When you know your purpose, you can align all your actions, decisions, and energy toward achieving it. It stops being about getting by or getting through. It's about fulfilling your mission. Ask yourself, what is your purpose? Why do you get up every day and do what you do? Is it because you have a deep vision of your future self? Is it because you have a mission bigger than yourself that you're committed to? Do you have a reason to push forward even when everything else around you seems uncertain? Your purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to change the world overnight, but it has to be your reason, your driving force. When you discover your purpose, you no longer wait for motivation to strike. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to act. You just go. You act because your purpose demands it. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's what pushes you to work when no one is watching. It's what drives you to push through the obstacles. And here's the kicker. Purpose doesn't make things easy. It makes things worth it. Purpose is what separates the dreamers from the doers. The successful people you admire didn't get there because they were lucky, or because they were born into opportunity. They got there because they knew their purpose, and that purpose pulled them forward with unstoppable force. Once you have clarity of purpose, it's time to turn your vision into action, and we're back to self-discipline. Self-discipline isn't just about following a routine. It's about consistently making the right decisions, every day no matter how you feel. It's about staying committed, even when the excitement fades, even when things get hard. It's about knowing your long-term goals are worth more than the instant gratification of doing what's easy. You've heard about the law of consistency. Small actions repeated over time lead to massive results. That's because true discipline isn't about big, dramatic gestures. It's about showing up consistently and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. This is where the magic happens, when you commit to your goals. Every day, you start building momentum. You make progress, even on the days that feel impossible. And over time, those small actions build up. They compound. You might not see huge changes immediately, but you're laying the foundation for future success, one brick at a time. This is why self-discipline isn't a punishment. It's an investment in your future. It's a promise to yourself that no matter how tough the journey gets, you will stay committed. You will do what needs to be done, no matter what. The key to discipline is understanding that it's a choice. Every time you choose to get up and keep going, you're building your future. Every time you push yourself past your comfort zone, you're one step closer to your dream. Self-discipline is the invisible force that connects your vision to your reality. Now, let's address the biggest challenge that will stand in your way. Fear. Fear is the enemy of progress. Fear is what holds most people back. It's what keeps them stuck, playing small, afraid to take risks, afraid to fail. Fear is the prison that holds you captive, and most people don't even realize they've locked themselves inside. But here's the truth. Fear is not real. It's an illusion. It's the stories we tell ourselves about what might happen. It's the what-if scenarios, the self-doubt, the fear of failure. But fear doesn't control you unless you let it. Think about it, the most successful people in history were terrified. They were filled with fear, doubt, and uncertainty. But they didn't let it stop them. They acted anyway. They used fear as fuel, as motivation to keep going, to keep moving forward. Fear is simply a sign that you're on the right track. It's a sign that you're stepping outside your comfort zone and doing something meaningful. If you're not scared, you're not growing. Look at Elon Musk, who risked everything to launch SpaceX and Tesla. Do you think he wasn't terrified of failure? Do you think he didn't feel the weight of every possible outcome? Of course he did. But he chose to face the fear and move forward anyway. And that's what made him successful. Fear is inevitable, but it doesn't have to control you. You have the power to control how you respond to fear. You can choose to use fear as your fuel. Every time you feel fear, you have two choices. You can shrink back, or you can lean into it. You can let it stop you, or you can let it propel you forward. The truth is, fear will never go away. But once you recognize it for what it is, once you stop letting it control your actions, that's when success starts coming your way. Now you know the keys. Purpose, discipline, action, resilience, fearlessness. These are the qualities that will make success inevitable for you. And when you combine them, you'll become unstoppable. Now, it's time to stop waiting for success to find you. It's time to create your own success. The only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted is your decision to act. So, what are you waiting for? We've laid the groundwork. We've covered mindset, belief, clarity, purpose, discipline, action, resilience, adaptability, learning, and fearlessness. But here's the truth. It all comes down to one question. Are you committed? Commitment isn't just about starting something. It's about finishing it. It's about seeing it through, no matter the setbacks, no matter how tough the road gets, no matter how many failures you face along the way. Commitment is the difference between those who succeed and those who settle. You see, the people who achieve greatness, they're not special. They're not born with extraordinary gifts or privileges. They don't have some magic formula. What they have is commitment. It's the decision to stay all in even when everything seems to be falling apart. Look at Thomas Edison again. The man failed over 1,000 times in his quest to perfect the light bulb. 1,000. Let that number sink in. 1,000 failures. Most people would have walked away after a few failures, maybe even after 100. But Edison was committed to his vision. He refused to let anything stop him. Commitment is the power that will turn your dreams into reality. But here's the thing. Commitment isn't easy. It's not about a quick burst of enthusiasm or a one-time effort. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and keeping the vision alive, even when no one is watching. Commitment means you keep pushing forward even when the world seems to have turned its back on you. It means you refuse to settle, even when the easiest choice is to quit. Success will test your commitment. Life will test your commitment. It will try to break you. But true success only comes to those who are committed to seeing it through to the end. And here's the kicker. The stronger your commitment, the easier it becomes to make decisions. When you're truly committed to something, you don't second-guess yourself. You don't waste time on indecision or fear of failure. You trust your purpose, your vision, and your actions. Commitment is what clears the fog and gives you the clarity to make powerful decisions. When you're clear on your purpose, you know exactly what actions to take. Here's a secret. The more committed you are, the more momentum you build. And once you have momentum, it's almost impossible to stop you. Momentum is the ultimate game changer. It's the secret weapon that separates the doers from the dreamers. It turns small wins into massive victories. This is where you start to see the magic happen. Momentum builds when you take consistent, committed action. The more you show up, the more success comes to you. But here's the truth. No one achieves success alone. The greatest achievers in history understood the importance of surrounding themselves with people who supported their vision, who believed in their purpose, who challenged them to be better. Your circle matters. The people you choose to spend your time with, the voices you listen to, and the energy you surround yourself with, all play a huge role in your success. Success isn't just about individual effort, it's about collaboration. It's about creating a network of people who elevate you, who push you to new heights, and who help you overcome the challenges that come with every journey. Think about Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate. He didn't build his empire alone. He surrounded himself with brilliant minds, like J.P. Morgan and Thomas Edison. Together they formed a network of visionaries who changed the world. Carnegie understood that success is a team sport. You need to build your own network. You need to surround yourself with people who inspire you, who push you, who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. But it's not just about finding the right people, it's about being the right person. Add value to the lives of others. Build relationships with people who share your vision, who push you to be better, and who challenge you to think bigger. You don't need to do it alone, but you do need to be strategic about who you let into your life. Success thrives in the right environment. So ask yourself, who am I surrounding myself with? Do they push me to be better? Do they believe in my vision? If the answer is no, it's time to make a change. But commitment alone won't cut it. You also need resilience, the ability to bounce back when life knocks you down, the strength to get back up after every failure, and the courage to keep going when everything seems to be falling apart. You can have the best mindset, the clearest vision, the strongest purpose. But if you don't have resilience, it won't matter. Because you will face setbacks, you will face rejection, you will face obstacles that make you question everything, and you will have moments where you feel like giving up. But it's in those moments that resilience matters the most. Resilience is what keeps you going when everything around you says quit. It's what keeps you standing when the world is trying to knock you down. Resilience is what separates those who make it from those who fade away. You will face failures. You will face rejection. You will face moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. But let me tell you this, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. Every challenge is a test of your character. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more you get knocked down, the stronger you become. Don't fear failure. Embrace it, learn from it, use it as fuel to push you forward. Because every time you rise again, you're one step closer to your ultimate success. Are you ready to rise? Are you ready to commit to your purpose? Take action. Surround yourself with greatness and build the resilience needed to overcome any challenge, because that's what it takes. Now, don't wait for motivation to strike. Make the decision today to take control of your destiny. Let success hunt you down, let it chase you, and never stop running. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design, and the design starts with you. So go out there, make your vision a reality, and never look back. You've committed. You're focused. You've developed your purpose, sharpened your resilience, and aligned yourself with the right people. Now, it's time to take bold, decisive action. Action is the bridge between vision and reality. Without action, all the plans, all the ideas, and all the dreams mean nothing. You can have the best mindset, the clearest purpose, and the most supportive network. But if you're not taking action, you're not going anywhere. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or timing. It's action. Look at Richard Branson, who started Virgin Records with a small loan and an idea. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He didn't wait for the perfect plan. He took action. One bold step after another, even when the road was uncertain, even when he didn't have all the answers. He learned as he went, adapting his strategy when things didn't work out, but always moving forward. That's the power of action. It doesn't matter if you have the best business idea or the most powerful vision in the world. If you're not executing, you're not moving forward. Action is what propels you forward. It's what turns all your dreams into tangible results. Here's the truth. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. Perfection doesn't exist. If you wait for everything to align, you'll never move. And even if you make mistakes along the way, guess what? Mistakes are the best teachers. They show you what works, what doesn't, and where you need to improve. Every failure is a lesson that brings you closer to success. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect and just start. If you wait for the right time, the right circumstances, or the right resources, you'll find yourself still standing at the starting line while everyone else is moving forward. Start now, and as you take action, be prepared for setbacks. Be prepared for things to not go as planned. Failure is inevitable, but the key is how you respond to failure. When things go wrong, and they will, do you quit, or do you learn from it and keep moving forward? The successful are the ones who get back up, adapt, and keep moving. No matter how many times they fall. Start small, but think big. The most successful people didn't get there overnight. They built their success one action at a time. It's not about taking giant leaps every day. It's about consistent, daily actions that accumulate over time. Every small step counts. Every action you take gets you one step closer to your goal. So, take action. Do something today that gets you closer to your dream, no matter how small. Start building the momentum that will carry you to success. Once you've taken action and started building momentum, it's time to cultivate your ability to innovate. Innovation isn't just about creating new products or ideas. It's about being willing to break the mold and do things differently. It's about thinking outside the box, seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, and finding creative solutions to problems. Innovation is the fuel that keeps you ahead of the competition and keeps you growing. You see, the world doesn't need more of the same. The world doesn't need more good enough products or services. The world needs innovation. It needs bold ideas. It needs new solutions. And if you're going to succeed, you need to be the one who brings those ideas to life. Think about Steve Jobs and how he transformed the tech industry. He didn't just improve existing products, he redefined them. He revolutionized the way we interact with technology. Jobs wasn't afraid to throw away the old rules and create something entirely new. And by doing so, he created one of the most powerful brands in history. Innovation doesn't always mean creating something entirely new. It can also mean doing what already exists in a new way. It's about challenging the status quo, questioning assumptions, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The world rewards innovation, and so does success. You have to keep asking, how can I do this better? How can I make this different? What can I do to stand out from the crowd? So, when you're taking action, don't just settle for the way things have always been done. Innovate, be creative, take risks, break the rules. The more innovative you are, the more likely you are to stand out and make a lasting impact. And as you innovate and push forward, never stop growing. In the beginning, we talked about learning, and this is a crucial part of success. The more you learn, the more equipped you become to navigate the challenges ahead, and learning never stops. Every step you take, every mistake you make, every person you meet, there is something to learn from it. The most successful people are the ones who are constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly evolving. The key is to stay curious, ask questions, seek knowledge, and not just for the sake of knowing, but for the sake of applying that knowledge in new and creative ways. Be a student for life. The world is full of information, but not all of it is useful. Focus on what's relevant to your vision and your goals. Seek out the resources, mentors, and experiences that will help you level up. And don't forget, learning is not just about gaining knowledge. It's about applying that knowledge. It's about turning theory into action. Learning is a tool to help you grow, but the real magic happens when you implement what you've learned. Now, let's talk about impact. You've got the purpose, the resilience, the innovation, and the growth mindset. But ultimately, your success should be measured not just by what you achieve, but by the impact you have on others. Success is not just about personal wealth or fame. It's about the legacy you leave. What kind of impact do you want to make? What kind of mark do you want to leave on the world? How will you help others? Think about the people who have made the biggest impact on the world. People like Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, or Malala Yousafzai. They didn't just want to succeed for themselves. They wanted to help others. They wanted to make the world better. The most successful people know that success is never just about themselves. It's about the difference you make, the people you inspire, and the legacy you leave behind. When you focus on impact, you begin to see your journey as more than just a personal quest for success. You see it as an opportunity to uplift others, to inspire change, and to contribute to something bigger than yourself. So here's the question: are you ready to build that impact? Are you ready to take all the lessons, the growth, and the action, and use them to change the world? The path you've started on doesn't just lead to personal success. It leads to the ability to impact the lives of others in profound ways. Because success isn't just about reaching the top. It's about what you do with your success once you get there. And you are capable of creating an extraordinary impact. So go ahead, start making your move. The world is waiting for what you have to offer.